Alright, this is going to be my first answers to Jay's 10 questions that I've done on video in, gosh, at least a couple of years. Hopefully you can see me and everything. The way I've got this camera mounted on my cup holder is unbelievably janky. And I'm a little hoarse too. I don't know why. I really have no idea why. I've been kind of coughing. I don't have any idea. Anyway, if you see me looking down here, I'm looking at, I've got his list of questions down here because I suck at memory. A little more on that later. But anyway, we'll get right to it. His first question is the cost of things where I live. A gallon of milk, or 4 liters. A gallon of milk. I don't drink milk, and I don't use milk for anything really. Like I'll have ice cream or something, but I don't really drink milk. I don't think it's really all that beneficial. I drink almond milk actually, and it's got more calcium in it anyway. Not that I drink it by the glass. I don't drink anything like that by the glass. I just, something seems odd about that. Even though I grew up drinking it, I still don't drink it. I don't know why. I think it's around $3 and something a gallon for decent milk. That sounds right. And I'm sure the cheaper stuff is cheaper and the fancy organic stuff is more. I don't know. A gallon of gas. I'm actually sitting, if you can't tell, in a parking lot. This happens to be like a Plaza thing. I've got Wi-Fi here from the Starbucks, so I can have this up. But there's a gas station right there, and it says $1.95 a gallon for regular unleaded gasoline, and that's pretty low. Where I am right now is actually some of the lower gas prices in the state, and of course more on the state later too. So yeah, $1.95. I can't see the diesel price, but it's like probably $2.30 or something. 50 grams of tobacco. I don't smoke a pipe. I don't really know what. Oh shit! Hopefully we're still good. We're still good. Yeah, we're still good. I have no idea what. Make sure we're still focused. It moved, so who the fuck knows? Anyway, 50 grams of tobacco. I have no idea. Don't smoke a pipe. 1 cigar. Don't usually smoke cigars, but I think one that I'd be willing to smoke would probably be about $3-4. I mean, you got your $2 junk, and $5 is probably pretty reasonable for something decent here. Tobacco is really cheap in this town. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of tobacco shops. Of course, more on that later. A large one-topping pizza. Depends on your taste. I think you can get like a real cheap one for $5. If you want to actually sleep at night, you might want to go get one that costs more like $10 or $12. And I don't know. I don't eat pizza out a whole lot. I usually make my own pizzas because it's unreal how expensive a pizza is really out at a pizza place. Especially if you go to like a tap room or something and have like these $15 medium one-topping pizzas. It's like, holy hell. But and a dozen eggs. I actually bought a dozen eggs last night for $1, and they seemed to be fine. They weren't like store brand or anything. I forget what they were, but they were some farm. But $1 a dozen. Like brown eggs would be probably $2 a dozen for brown eggs, which are good. And I buy brown eggs sometimes, especially if I'm going to bake something, like baking. Brown eggs tend to be a lot better for baking for some reason. Do I believe in luck? That's a tough one because he's using the word believe, and I think he's got that in there on purpose. But believing in luck, no. Do certain things seem to happen at a, statistically that shouldn't happen? To me, yeah. you have those weird 1 in 2 million chance things that happen sometimes, and it's like, God, I got lucky there. Oh, how in the hell? So maybe I don't believe in luck, but man, stuff screwy sometimes. No way to know. What do I normally eat for lunch? Well, excuse my hoarseness again. I try not to eat the same thing for lunch all the time. I'll go back and forth. I'll do like some kind of sandwich. Usually not the same thing in a row either. I'll buy like turkey, and I'll buy some sort of beef thing, like maybe roast beef or pastrami or something. So it'll be either like a sandwich if I'm out, or if I'm home, I might cook something like quesadillas or something quick. I don't spend a whole lot of time on lunch, and a lot of days I don't even eat lunch. I eat like a snack. Like I keep Cliff Bars like these in my truck, and that seems to be about a lunch if you eat breakfast at 6:30 in the morning or whatever, and you got a break at like 11. Yeah, that's about a lunch, because so yeah, that's what I eat for lunch. Would you live in complete darkness for 2 weeks for money? Yeah, I've come pretty close to that. So yeah, definitely. I think. Well, for one, sensory deprivation is kind of a trend now, isn't it? They got like those sensory deprivation tanks, and like it's not complete darkness. There's like mood lighting and shit inside, but I don't know. I don't know if a week would be good for you. You might be a lunatic on the other end of it, but there's a lot worse I could do, and I'm not afraid of the dark, and I'm not afraid of that. I feel my way around pretty good, so yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, I would. If I could become an expert at one skill instantly, what would it be? Probably memorization. Like I said earlier, I suck at memorization, and I'm going to school right now for something, and if you know what it is, cool. So yeah, memorization. If I could just be an expert at memorization and not have to put any effort into learning how to memorize, yeah, that would be it right now. 2 years from now, I might have a different answer. There might be some skill involved in work that would take precedence over memorization, because a lot of shit you don't really need once you get into the workforce. Imagine that. Do you believe in reincarnation? Jay's throwing the believe in there again. So belief in incarnation is generally, and by my understanding, I think I should define the term, is the soul or the spirit of a being, particularly in this case a human being, goes on to live again in another being, be it human or otherwise. And no, I'd have to say I don't believe in that. But Jay, he mentioned reincarnation chemically, scientifically, and I hadn't heard anybody actually sort of describe that before. I was like, oh well, yeah, duh, you are reincarnated, chemically, like when you die, and you're buried or you're whatever. Sure, you're gonna turn into grass or a tree or some shit like that. So yeah, so that's obvious though, and I think the nature of the question is spiritual, and no, I don't believe that exists. Although I have heard some pretty spooky stories, and if you were to hear enough spooky stories that you just couldn't refute, maybe you would. I can see how you might, but no. Of course, I'm young and got a long way to go. You never know. Would you rather row across the ocean or walk across a desert? I actually thought about this a little bit, and I could think of more times I've heard of somebody successfully rowing across an ocean than successfully walking across a desert, though I know both things have been done. But I generally hate the heat, and I think if you're rowing across the ocean, you're going to prepare for it a little bit. You're going to have all your stuff you need. You're going to have good upper body strength ready to go. I think I could. I think with rowing across the ocean, you kind of know what to expect, and you can prepare for it. I don't know. The desert just doesn't seem. It seems like you could plan for things in the desert that. I don't know, you'd need more stuff. I don't like walking on it much either. And I definitely don't like the heat. I don't know if I mentioned that. Did I mention I don't like the heat? I don't like the heat. Yeah, yeah, don't like the heat, but I live in the South. Yeah, I figured that one out. 5 years from now, will you remember what you did yesterday? Oh, I hope not. I hope I don't. Yesterday I didn't do jack shit. I hope I don't remember yesterday. It wasn't all that fantastic. And I don't, like I said earlier, I don't have a very good memory, so I don't know. I was thinking back 5 years ago today. What was I doing? Because that was what 2012. Um, no, I have no idea what I was doing 5 years ago in 2012. Didn't really have a whole lot going on. Sirens. I don't know if you can hear that. It's all the time up here. If you had the chance, would you go to the moon? Yes. I have a feeling that I will never have the chance to go to the moon. Good God. I've been a wreck or something. uh, but yeah, I would go to the moon, especially if it was like a SpaceX thing. I'm seeing the fire trucks and shit. If it was a SpaceX thing, especially. But you know, you could probably even convince me to go with Apollo era tech, like Jay said. Like, yeah, totally, I would totally do it. Cause I don't know if any of you guys. Or you guys, there's like 5 of you, play Kerbal Space Program or anything like that, but that kind of that makes you want to do space travel. That makes you want to, fly shit into space and yeah. Try to clear my throat a little bit. Good God, I sound like hell. I don't know what I sound like. So yeah, I'd go to the moon. I would go to the moon. I mean, if here's the way I think about it is, if you make it to the moon, that's the biggest accomplishment you would ever achieve in your lifetime, except for maybe like something humanitarian. I can't talk either. Not only do I not sound good, I can't pronounce anything. Yeah. Besides something humanitarian like curing cancer or some genetic disease or some shit, that would be a bigger accomplishment than landing on the moon. But you either land on the moon and you live to tell about it and you got that huge accomplishment, or you die trying and everybody respects that sort of intrepid adventuring, whatever. So yeah, it's a win-win in my opinion. Has your greatest fear ever come true? Shit, I don't really know. I guess no. No, I think I don't know if I should say what my greatest fear is or not. But no, it hasn't. Will it? Maybe. It's like I forget, 1 in 250,000 chance it'll happen or something like that. So, but no, it hasn't. Bonus question: what state do you live in? Tennessee, actually, and I just moved from middle of bumfuck nowhere to somewhere, sorta. I guess I moved to well, we'll say it this way: it's the 4th largest city in the state, I think, by population, and it's not bad. There's a rather large military installment here, so. Yeah, it's not bad. I've been here a couple weeks for school. Yeah, Tennessee. I've lived in Tennessee my whole life, even though I've traveled around and been in a lot of states. Tennessee. All right, so that's all the questions, and I'm gonna try to get this uploaded. This is Tuesday. he said if I got it uploaded before the end of the month, which is it's a short month, I would have some stickers in the mail. So yeah, stickers. So yeah, I'm gonna try to edit this up and get it up on the way. Maybe upload it during school or in Starbucks or something. I don't know. Alright. Alrighty. Yeah. I better end this before I make it worse.